Dear students, I welcome all of you to this class. Today's topic is function. Function is a subprogram that accepts 0, 1 or more inputs and produces output. You may be thinking, what is subprogram? Subprogram is a small program inside a program. Now you might be thinking, what's wrong with the previous programs where we don't use any function? That means, what is the need of function? Let's see. I am going to give an example of a simple program without any function. These are the statements or instructions of the program. We do not need the details about the statements. I just want to discuss about the need of function and what are the problems we may face when we are not using function, and using function, what are the benefits we can get. So these are the simple instructions of the program. Next, there is three print functions. First, print I am a student, next of class 12, next KV Kalimpong. Next, again few statements are there. They are not important. These dots indicates there may be any statement or any instruction. Next, again same three print functions, and after that again some statements are there. Now, instead of writing same print functions repeatedly, we can define a function using def keyword. Whenever you are writing a function, you must write this keyword def, then name of the function, then within parenthesis you can give input to the function, and after that you have to use this colon. And according to the definition, I already told you that a function is a subprogram that accepts 0, 1 or more inputs and produced at least one output. And this function do not accept any input, and there is no problem according to the definition. Next, inside this function we can write this print statements like this, but you remember, you must indent properly, because a function is a block of codes. Whenever we are using block of codes, we have to write this code with proper indentation. For example, in case of for loop, while loop, if we used this type of block of codes with proper indentation. Next, after defining the function, we can call the function instead of writing these print statements repeatedly. And to call the function, we have to write the name of the function, that is display, and within parenthesis we may give the input. But in this function definition, I do not mention any input, so you do not need to give any input. If we mention about the inputs inside the parenthesis, then only we can give input when we are calling the function. Next, here you can see again these statements are used. So instead of writing these print functions or print statements, we can directly call the function using the name of the function and parenthesis. So whatever written using def keyword, it is called function definition. And whenever we are using the name of the function display and these parentheses are written after display, that means we are calling the function. So this is basically function call. And you must remember, the function definition must be written before the function call. If the function do not exist, then we cannot call the function. So first of all we must define the function, then only we can call the function. And normally this entire program is called main program, and this is the sub program. Now I must describe the execution of the statements of the program. So first these three lines will be executed, then this function call will be executed. When we are calling a function, the execution will go to the function definition, and after execution of these three statements the function call will over, and after that next statement of the function call will be executed. Then sequentially next statements will be executed. Then again a function call is arrived. So again the execution will go to the function definition. After execution of the entire function, the execution will go to the next statement of the function call, and again this procedure will be repeated throughout the main program. So instead of writing these three statements, 1, 2, 3, these three statements repeatedly, we can define a function, and inside the function we can write these statements, and we can call the functions whenever we need to execute these statements. You might be thinking that instead of this display we are using three print functions here, and again instead of writing display we are using three print functions. So totally there was 6 statements, and now after using display function we are using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 statements. So we are writing same amount of code. So what is the advantage? But you think, if in a large program, in a project, we need to display these three statements 50 times, so how many codes will be required? Let's calculate. We need to write these codes 50 times, and there is 3 print statements, so total 150 statements. Total 150 statements. Now if we are using display function, that means we have to call this display function 50 times, so there will be total 50 statements. There will be total 50 statements, and inside this display function there is total 4 statements, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So total 50 plus 4. So instead of writing 150 statements, we need only 54 statements if we are using function. So using a function, we can write most efficient programs with smaller size, and there is other advantages also. If we are using function, it will be very easy to find out errors, because whatever the program is doing here, if we are facing any problem regarding display, that means we can surely identify that there is a problem in the display function only. So error identification will be very easy. Next, types of function. There are two types of functions, built-in functions and user-defined function. All the terms of computer science are related to its job. So you can clearly guess what is the meaning of built-in function. Built-in, that means they are already available in the Python library. Let's see. Built-in functions are the predefined functions that are already available in Python standard library. That's why they are called built-in functions. Python has many useful built-in functions to make programming easier, faster and more powerful. Example, type conversion functions. For example, we are already used list function, tuple function, dict functions. Using these functions, we can convert a sequence to a list or tuple or dictionary. Next, input and print function. We already used input and print function several times, so I don't need to explain about them. Then min and max function, these are used in case of list, tuple, dictionary, etc. Min function will return the minimum value, max function will return the maximum value. Next, type function. Using type function, we can determine the type of a variable. Then len function, we already used len function several times. Using len function, we can find out number of elements of a string or a list or a tuple or a dictionary. And we know that there are several modules available in Python. In the modules, there are some built-in functions also, and you can use these built-in functions using importing the modules. Next, user-defined function. From the name you can guess user-defined function. That means user can define the function. That means user can write the function. So user-defined functions are defined by the programmer. As programmers, we can create our own functions. So this is the user-defined functions. I don't want to make very large size video, as it will be very difficult for me to upload Google Classroom or YouTube or anywhere. So I want to discuss user-defined functions in detail in my next class. So thank you for watching this video.